John Biundo, and I'm the product manager for the cost manager, part of Jim Blaney's group. I'm Mark Hoffman's counterpart for PCP. And one of our functions in product marketing is to coordinate the product development process, which entails prioritizing enhancement requests, writing specifications for those, sending them through programming, answering questions to the programmers, getting involved in the QA process, and writing user documentation, doing the product release, and doing some of this type of training. I have, I'm told, about half an hour to tell you about the major enhancements for the 86A release. I wanted to start by asking for show of hands how many people have at least what they consider a basic familiarity with the cost manager. Okay. For those of you that don't, I don't know if this is going to be a particularly thrilling presentation, but if you bear with me, I'll try and at least give some examples and go through it quickly enough to not bore you too much. As it turns out, we don't really have any major new functionality in the 86A release. Really, I would consider most of the enhancements refinement of existing capabilities. So those of you who, some of these things may be relevant to those of you who've worked on implementations of the cost manager. For others, they're really mostly fine points, and don't feel too bad if they don't seem that intuitive or that useful at first. Hopefully, eventually, you'll be able to make use of them. I wanted to start out, let me just run through the list quickly of things I'm going to cover. The set detail create command, which affects the cost account details capability of the cost manager. Movepad convert is a brand new command which relates to more accurate calculation of earned value, and it's particularly directed at the aerospace defense industry. Generate curve command is a relatively new capability, and we've added some refinements to the way that the accuracy that you can bring to bear to that. Roll up, down, and across have an enhancement which really brings us back to prior to the days that when we used to have to deal with the concept of missing data. I know Al can relate to that. I don't know how many others of you remember back to then, but that used to be kind of a big issue with the cost manager. When we took care of that issue, we also introduced a couple of minor problems to these commands, which hopefully, to the roll up, down, and across commands, which hopefully this enhancement takes care of. The report writer factor option is relatively minor. And the graphic report writer has a couple of new enhancements and cost account bar charts. And unfortunately, I'm not sure whether Barry Bonder in his presentation, which I think we're going to see on videotape after Mark and I go, covers these or not, so I'll talk about them at least briefly. I wanted to start out, I guess these are kind of roughly in order of significance. With cost account details, with the set detail create command, let me try and give you a little example of what details are. Better if I sit down? Details are basically an extension to the work breakdown structure. And a detail consists of an element and something called a tag in combination. So element plus tag equals detail, and it's really just a lower level of a work breakdown structure. The difference between a detail and a WBS element or a cost account is that a detail can belong to